He said, in this hadith, Holy Prophet said that Almighty Allah grants this fiqh, Almighty Allah grants this blessing of fiqh, and I am the distributor. This is what Holy Prophet ﷺ said. Al-fiqh is a grant and blessing of Almighty Allah. This is ata of Almighty Allah, and I am the distributor. This is Holy Prophet ﷺ himself has stated. It means that the fiqh is granted by Almighty Allah and distributed by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. So only those will get the fiqh and hikmah and rabbaniyah. These three things only those will get who are connected with Holy Prophet ﷺ spiritually, because he is the one who distributes. And those who are not, the beggars on his door, how will they get al-fiqh and hikmah and rabbaniyah? They have not asked from him. They are not connected with him spiritually. Their souls are not connected with his soul. Their spirits are not connected with his spirit. Their hearts are not connected with the heart of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they are not standing on the door of Holy Prophet like beggars. Since they are not connected to the spirituality of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's why they do not get this blessing of Allah. Because this blessing of al-fiqh and al-hikmah and al-rabbaniyah is the grant and blessing of Allah and distribution of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, Imam Bukhari, when brings a hadith in a particular chapter, his order is arrangement, tartib, his order is arrangement, is never incidental. The whole concept which he keeps in his mind, he keeps on bringing a hadith one by one according to his concept. And he established his viewpoint. So he has established that what is knowledge? You should be aware of the real concept of knowledge. Knowledge means al-fiqh, al-hikmah, al-rabbaniyah. Then he says number two now, second article. He says this al-fiqh and hikmah is a blessing and gift from Almighty Allah. This is ata of Almighty Allah. But at the same time he says, this is only distributed by Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You can't get this ata of Almighty Allah from any other place unless you are spiritually connected to spirituality of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why the awliya and sulaha and fuqaha and aimma, they were always connected with Holy Prophet's spirituality. Now you can understand, when Imam Bukhari wanted to compile his book Sahih Bukhari, he started compiling in Haram of Makkah, Haram of Kaaba. After collecting all ahadith, he started writing down in the form of book, compiling in Haram of Makkah, and he finalized it. And he finalized the categorization, the classification and chapterization of Al-Jami As-Sahih when he was sitting next to the grave of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And a very significant point, you can read any of the book. You can read all books written on this subject. Imam Farabari, he reported this thing. His student, direct student of Imam Bukhari. Imam Asqalani has quoted, Imam Allama Aini has quoted, Imam Kustalani has quoted. All Aimma have quoted this thing, that Imam Bukhari finalized the chapters of Sahih Bukhari. And he chapterized his book. Final chapterization he did. And important words are to be understood. Imam Bukhari never said this, and his students and the reporters, they never said this, that he finalized his book of Al-Jami' Sahih Bukhari in Riyadul Jannah, or in Masjidul Nabi, or Masjidul Rasul, or while he was sitting in Riyadul Jannah. Imam Bukhari never stated this thing. Although the place where he was sitting That place falls within the area of Riyadul Jannah. That place comes within the area of Masjid Nabawi. But he didn't state this. It is reported that Imam Bukhari said, and all Aimma, they have reported this fact, that Imam Bukhari finalized the chapterization while he was sitting next to the holy grave of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This was the belief of, so Bukhari Sharif was finalized and written, finalized with the barakah and blessings of the grave of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with the blessings of Holy Prophet. Why did he sit there? If he had this belief that there is nothing in grave, and graves are not to be respected, and graves are not to be loved, and you can't get any blessing from the grave, as some people think. If this had been the aqidah of Imam Bukhari, the question is why he would have gone to the grave of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for this book of Jami' as-Sahih al-Bukhari, because he had a very firm and strong aqidah that since I will sit next to the holy grave of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so I will get the same faiz as the people used to get from Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He finalized with the faiz and blessing of Holy Prophet. That's why he says that this ilm of al-fiqh and hikmah is distributed by Prophet Muhammad. Where he was sitting near to the distributor. He was sitting next to the distributor. He was sitting near to Al-Qasim. So this is the second article of this chapter.